Okay, so this is how you make a prime rib roast. You start with a piece of ribeye. In this case, this is a 15-pound ribeye bought from Sam's. Okay, so I washed it already, and now I'm gonna pat it dry with these paper towels. And afterwards, I'm gonna rub it with olive oil so that we can keep it moist. And this recipe is from a paste case. We're gonna add both olive oil and some slivers of garlic. So I'm gonna rub the whole thing with olive oil here, both the top and the bottom. And it's real straightforward. I usually add the garlic in last just because I don't think about it up front, but you can either do it right now, basically make slivers, make holes, slots for the slivers of garlic. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the rub first, since I've got all that stuff ready. Okay, so we start with the coarse black pepper. So something big like this, coarse black pepper. And you want to go from coarse to fine, and you really want to coat it really well also. And so in order to do that, if you put in the coarse first, then the finer ingredients like the garlic salt and the paprika can fill in those gaps. So be generous with the spices here. You want to cover it very well. It's easier if you start from the bottom and go ahead and finish off the bottom side. Don't worry about the mess. We'll clean it up later. So, plenty of pepper. Plenty of coarse black pepper here. So while we're doing this, we've got the oven preheating. It's going to be convection roast at 450. We'll do that. Once we put it in the oven, we'll put it in the oven for 15 minutes at 450 to kind of sear the outside. And then we'll bring the temperature down to actually roast it at a lower temperature. And we'll roast it probably for about 2 hours or so, but you know, depending on how rare you want it, you want the internal temperature to be from anywhere from 120 to 140. Today I'm gonna go for 140 just because I'm having my coworkers over and they're probably not as used to the rareness as I am. So that's the pepper. Got plenty of that. So if you notice here, like it's basically coated, completely coated in coarse black pepper. So the next thing we do is garlic salt here. So I've got some garlic salt. I want to be pretty generous with this as well. This is where most of the flavor is coming from. It's going to be on the outside, so we'll make sure to get enough salt on there so that the meat will have enough flavor here. So this is garlic salt. Again, you want to be generous with it. And at this point, we're kind of filling in the coarse black pepper, and it's going to be some excess on the on the crust here. You can't really oversalt this guy because you're going to be eating it with au jus, and the inside of it won't have any salt on it, so it's kind of hard to oversalt. Okay, so that's the garlic salt, and now we've got paprika. So this one is a lot finer. You don't really need as much of this as you do with the pepper and the garlic salt, but you still want a nice red color to this. So just sprinkle it on lightly and then pat it in. Pat it in to make sure it doesn't fall off once you flip it over. So it's a nice mixture here of pepper, garlic salt, of course black pepper, garlic salt, and paprika. So I'm going to flip it over now. I'm going to go ahead and finish the other side off. So this side I already have the black pepper here. I'm going to add a little bit more because some of it kind of got scraped off. Okay. And then we fill it in with garlic salt. So my garlic salt is kind of clumped up, so I'm rubbing it together. Kind of loosen it up into finer grains here. A 15-pound roast like this would run about 60 to 120, depending on where you get the meat from. In this case, this is a 120. Usually I get it at Sun's, but they ran out. Sun's has a pretty good deal on this meat, and it's usually about under $5 a pound. About $4.60 or so a pound. This one was closer to $8. Okay, that looks pretty good. Could use a little bit more pepper though. Well, we'll add a little bit more once we fill it in with the paprika. Alright, so the last layer here is paprika. Sprinkle it on. So garlic salt and the ground pepper are pretty basic, but usually people don't know what the third ingredient is, and that's paprika. That makes it taste pretty good. Everybody loves it. Alright, so let's fill it in some more. I can't really oversalt this, so. Okay, and we always want to make sure it's completely covered up. Nice crust on here. So that's why I'm patting it in and getting a good coating on all over it. Alright, that's pretty much it.